put in a dip in your hip, a glide in your stride. Welcome to the mothership, the home of the travelers of the universe, with shows throughout the week. Everything you want, everything you could need. From the paranormal to the supernatural, from the spiritual to the unknown, from emotions to comedy. You can find us at Facebook, Twitch, YouTube, TikTok, Instagram, and so much more. This is R.I.F.T Nation Network, the RNN. And now, your featured show. Shall we begin?
Sensitive/offensive content disclaimer. Please note that this podcast may contain material that some listeners may find sensitive, offensive, or disturbing. We strive to create respectful and informative content, but topics discussed may include mature themes such as violence, explicit language, or controversial subjects, triggering content including discussions related to mental health, trauma, or other sensitive issues, explicit language. Occasionally, our guests or hosts may use strong language. While we aim to handle these topics with care and empathy, we encourage listeners to exercise discretion. If you find any content distressing, consider skipping or seeking support. Remember that this podcast is not a substitute for professional advice. If you need assistance, please consult a qualified expert.
Good evening, hello, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you might be. Welcome to the Orion Effect, right here on the RNN, the R.I.F.T Nation Network. I am the quintessential social media hitman himself, the hitman.
I'm Rhonda Harris.
Hello, everybody, hello. We have a very great, amazing special show for you tonight. Yes. Our dear friend returns in real talk. I kind of switched the name. Okay. Switch the name.
Okay.
Because the way I had it was kind of like, let's get politically correct a little bit here. So with this, it's shoving all the misconception aside and going, this is just us. Now, tonight we're really going to get really special because it's not going to be all spiritual. It's not going to be all paranormal. Oh, do we have a surprise for you? Oh, yes. Our special guest tonight is going to, or has sent me some special footage, and we're going to change the direction just a little bit tonight.
Nice.
So we're still doing readings. We're still going to do all that. However, Rhonda, if you would like, please let us say hello to our friends.
Hello. I'm not sure if it's Shayna or Shauna, but Dines, yes, you can watch this. If you can get YouTube, on your TV, then you can watch this on your TV. Hello, Ashley Herndon, Adrian Clayton, Keith Ottersberg.
Hello, everybody.
Thank you all for joining.
And there's some other people out there watching that you're not just saying hi. Come on into the house, have a seat. Come around the cosmic coffee table and join us for this wonderful evening. A wonderful evening indeed. Because what we're going to be talking about is something strange, something unusual, and something that's on the very high popularity, if you will, of today's society. Even Rhonda doesn't know.
All right. Prizes.
But before we get started, how are you doing? I'm going to do a quick recap. If you like the old Coke, then you'll like this classic Pepsi. I found a classic Pepsi, and it tastes just like the old Coke. It's really. I'm just sharing. I'm hyper.
Well, I'm a Coca-Cola connoisseur, so I'll have to try it out and see if it really tastes like the old Coke.
Go to Walmart. It has to look like this, and it'll tell you where it's from. I know. I just did a shameless plug. Oh my God, we're gonna get said. Oh well, too bad, so sad. It's been that way all week long. Bet y'all weren't ready for this one, were you? So, it's been an interesting weekend so far. How about yourself?
Yeah, it was a nice weekend. We had dinner with the team last night. We did some investigating out at the Minnow Bucket, so it was a good weekend.
Oh, how I love the Minnow Bucket.
Yeah.
I do. Very good. Very good. Yes, we ASPS joined out to our very first location. We had 7 members out there, and it was really nice, but it was really cold. It took us, we were only out there for an hour and a half, but trust me, as everybody knows, and I'm sure, Rhonda, you know, it was a little chilly last night.
Yeah, when we came out of the bucket, it was pretty cold.
46 or 42 kind of seemed like 26. So I was like, my nipples are hard. This is crazy. We don't need this. So, but, you know, we had a good time too. And congratulations to everybody and happy Thanksgiving.
Yes.
This is our special Thanksgiving show. We're just sneaking on you. Yeah, that's right. That's how it is. But without further ado, I don't want to waste anybody's time. You know what that means, right? I know what that means. Oh, we know what that means. She's here. She's here. Katrina Cooper.
Hello.
Hello, Rhonda. Hello, Howie. You'll always be Howie to me. And your travelers, please forgive me. I didn't want to cancel on you, but I've been sick for the last 24 hours. So
no.
That's okay.
It's okay. My body is aching. So, but I would never do that to a person. I just want to let you know, if I step off the blow, I'll make sure to mute it. And happy Thanksgiving to everyone. And thank you for having me.
Absolutely. You know, they always say it's better than to blow than to sneeze.
I've been doing them all. Usually all of it. But other than that, I'm glad that I'm here. I hope that we'll be able to answer some inquisitive stuff. And I always love being on your show. The energy is already making me feel better.
Good. Good.
See, then that's our job. That's our job.
It is.
For those who may not know, we are going to be switching a little of our normal format tonight. And I want to say a good hello to our friend James
and Lois and Wendy. Hello.
Everybody. And yes, the cold last night made my nipples quite hard. I was like, oh, I need coffee. No, it was horrible. Especially if you're on a train track and you got nowhere to go. It was it was good though. It was good. It was cold, but it was good.
Well, it was 76 degrees and I felt like it was 20. So
thank you. Right? It was so humid. You're just like, brrr. But of course,
I was sick. Yeah.
So, do we have something special to talk about tonight? Don't we?
I wasn't sure if you wanted to bring it up, but it literally happened Thursday at 1 p.m. And let me give you a backstory before you share it. I live in the middle of nowhere. We've already talked about the reason why I've had to do that. It's been a blessing. But I live like in just my backyard has got 7 miles of forest, but the whole area is big thicket,
Uh-huh.
population of 60 people. I mean, it literally. And the footage that I sent you, it is uncut. It's real. I'm doing 70 miles an hour on Highway 146, just giving you a background. And in the middle, the footage that I'm sharing with you is at 10 miles of my travel.
Okay.
And something is going across the sky, metallic. I'm 55 years old. I know that a drone wouldn't be that big so far, so far in the sky, let alone me seeing this. And I'm like, all right, I'm going to get my phone. And I did send it to you. It took me a minute to get it in there. Now, let me also inform you. The only way, if I would have stopped on this highway to get a better, then the trees would have been I would have had to been in the middle of the road, which was not feasible. I thought about pulling off onto the side of the road, but that vision, when it gave me for me to see this, that's how low this metallic, slow moving, unidentified, the only explanation that could come up is a blimp. Doesn't have no writing. It doesn't have if you look at it, it doesn't look like there's anything where a person could be in.
Right.
And what's weird is that where it stopped, in my perception and the knowledge of the area, is the Heritage Ranch, and it's hundreds of, it's huge.
Yeah.
Not to mention in the middle of the forest, and they have a mine there. So
Okay.
I'm just giving you some features that I think is intriguing. I can't guarantee nothing. I've looked around. Nobody has said anything about it.
Well,
And
a lot of times when it comes that way, Katrina, they don't.
and
They don't.
what's weird is that that's not a plane. That's not a crop plane. I know what all of these could possibly be, and the only explanation is a blimp or something else. So I just want to you're the first people to I'm sharing it with, and so I'm letting you know those are the background stories that I think needs to be put in with what you're about to see.
Holy crap, we beat Jason to the story. What?
I know, I'll get to it.
No, but seriously, this is good. And we really appreciate this as this just shows some camaraderie that we have with you and all of our guests, all of our family.
Yeah.
And we know that it's not just paranormal, it's not just supernatural. Everybody's involved in everything. And what we're getting ready to show is just stepping into that subject tonight. Now, if you're up for readings a little later, if somebody wants a reading, I'm going to
I
leave.
can do that, sure. Oh, and this area is also where Bragg's Road is.
Oh,
okay.
Well, that
And
will
I got
add
footage there too. My son has the most amazing night vision. They're like $15,000 worth. He's Army guy, has to have the best of everything. We were seeing some really crazy stuff in the sky, but that's a difference. This is so new. This is just what I got going into town. So let's see what people think. I love to hear it. I'm not saying anything definite. I'm just telling you it goes, what the fuck? Oh, I'm sorry.
It's okay.
Good. We're
covered.
You'll see what I mean.
Let's bring that up. And let me make sure that's coming up on the screen. Yep, there we go. and let's show y'all what she shared with us.
Kind of looks like a cigar shape. See it? Here it is. I don't know of any. Well, this is a blimp. That's super weird. Somebody's driving.
Okay, let's switch this up this way. Ooh, I'm getting faster at this. This is great.
I gave you 2. I actually got a total of 4. But the second one, I think I got a little closer.
Oh, wow.
Okay, we can go back to that. And let's see if we can't bring that one up. All right, I'm gonna pause that so everybody can see. I'm gonna bring that one back into the. Oh, it is already in the frame. It's beating me to it. All
Yeah,
right.
I wanted you to see that one. Yeah.
All right. Here's the.
What the hell is that? Try to go faster how we get there. The motherfucker's going super slow. What the hell is it? Is it a blip? There's no blips out here.
So
Wow.
that was some amazing
I mean,
footage.
I can send you the other 4 because mainly it was me trying to share. And I did get it in there a little bit, but
Mhm.
the key is that I wanted everyone to see how miles and miles of nothing and just trees for the forest is just everywhere. I think that that's so important when you view the footage, but I got as close as I could, and
That
it's
was
just
good.
Oh,
Actually,
you know what?
for being in a car, you did pretty good.
I agree with Rhonda. That was amazing. And now this gives us a whole nother trail, another rabbit hole we can go down
Yeah.
that with you. And tonight we'll probably stick with that a little bit because I think this is a great subject to talk about. Before we get started, I see Shauna asked if we can use PayPal. Shauna and we have not set up stars yet, and we want to thank everybody that sent us stars. We just have not approved. We're not doing this for money, you guys. Although we love anything you can send to the network to support us, help us get our new shirts out, get all of our merchandise out for you. We really thank you. We will let you know when we get that up. That is a part of Project 2025. Oops, did I say that? Oops. Yes. We're going to use somebody else's terminology and say it's a part of Project 2025. But thank you. Thank you. We do go through Cash App, and our QR code is there. You can also see it right here in the corner this way. Look, did I do it right? Yeah, there we go, right over there. And you can go to our fan page on Facebook. Yes, I am. And hit the QR code, and we accept any donations, if you will. Mama D, hello, good evening. So let me ask you,
sure.
how long have you been into ufology? And what got you into ufology?
Several personal events. I don't talk about it because first of all, just to talk about ghosts in the last 20-year decade has been very hard, and weaving out the shenanigans, or so to speak, and the stigma. So that it's super sad that that's got to be, but I could do a whole show on just my experiences, including loss of time. And I have a video that I shared. I was stuck in the Gunter Hotel in San Antonio. I think I've done proof that I talk to ghosts. Everybody knows I talk to the dead.
No, we
But
didn't know anything about that.
I, I was going on, and the elevator would not move. I like to partake in cannabis. So I didn't realize that my elevator hadn't gone to the next where I had pressed it. And when I noticed, I started thinking, okay, this is weird. So I pulled out my phone. I have like 7 minutes, guys, 7 minutes that I recorded.
Uh-huh.
Forget about the time that I forgot how long the elevator would not correspond at all with anything that I had clicked on. And if anybody's been to the Gunter Hotel, they have video everywhere. You swear that you would be like downtown Vegas hotel. They got crystal everywhere, very old chic. And I come downstairs finally, and I go to tell my friends, because I just went to go see about the 6th floor, about the murder that was there. And I said, I'm so sorry I left you so long. And the key part that made me wonder was, she goes, you just left. And I was like, girl, I've been gone for like 30 minutes. I pulled out my recorder because I couldn't understand why nobody knew why I was stuck in the elevator. I mean, you would have thought that the alarms would have went off, just something. So I pulled out my video. I know that I was talking because the lights were reacting the way I asked to, but then something was talking to me that I didn't know I was talking back. And that is that is what is the key part of my video, is that I'm answering something that had no recollection of this conversation at all until I watched my freaking self. I don't know how to explain it. Now, here's the key. It sounds like, I'm going to say Akanak, because it's got that noise.
Okay. Yeah.
And also kind of like Morse code. So when you put it in there, and when I'm talking afterwards, you're hearing that noise afterwards. So I know anyone that is a skeptic, I'm the first skeptic. I swear. Look, I gave you a video that I want to let you know everything. I'm a skeptic. So I'm asking myself, somebody else is making noises or direction, but I was there and I didn't even know that I was doing it. It's crazy. So that same noise showed up after my first reading session, and I got that on recording too. Valerie and another friend of mine was with me, and the clock radio, old-fashioned digital clock radio in the hotel, turns on doing that same noise. It was very weird. And I was able to take a picture. Now, this is so odd. I'm looking at there. I got my phone in front of the camera. I mean, in front of the clock radio. And I'm saying, okay, stop it. It stops. The stuff that you would do on any type of investigation.
Yeah.
However, I do have a still shot that I got from the video, and it has a creature in the silhouette of the numbers where it is. And what's weird is you can also see me in this silhouette. And remember, I'm recording with my phone being the middle of the device. So that just doesn't make any sense.
Right.
So I was at the Ott Motel. That's over in Liberty, Texas. This is about 4 months later. Unfortunately, the woman that owned it, very good friend of mine, it's up for sale. We got lots of stuff there. However, I have a picture also, just out of the blue. You guys know that you never know that you're getting something. And in the little corner is the same creature.
Oh, wow.
That I caught 4 months prior in a whole different location. And then she started having this noises coming in during their investigations. So there, I'm laying you down exactly how it's gone. And that's going in a 10-year decade. The rest is a lot more, but that ties into on top of each other. That's the reason why I told you all of those. So I do believe that they all follow through. And I do a lot of remote viewing. I don't know if anyone knows that. My son is an Army buff, and both of them serve. Now my oldest is a vet. He gives me coordinates so I can practice. And one of the coordinates that he gave me, and remember, this is just up for grabs, and it's still unproven. So I want to make this, but to my view, I went down an octagon shape underground base. I described to go down 14 levels and could still look over and see that it went down. And I looked over, and there was an alien and I jumped out because he looked back at me. That was the last time that I did it. So my son gave me the coordinates of that, and it is the speculation of the Dosi base.
Oh,
True,
wow.
true statement, true everything. But that was the first time, because what startled me is I never knew in any way that they could see me. I didn't know that I projected myself during a I guess that would be the best way. I did not know that when I'm looking or doing remote viewing that in any way that I had of a presence there. So I'm
Right.
just sharing with you that's just that it's
Yeah, I
true.
didn't know that either. I thought it was just kind of like bird's eye view. I didn't know that you would be
So
recognized
so
there.
now, okay, I'm right with you. Now, see, that's my speculation. My science goes into line. Does that mean that I had a connection with them already?
Yeah,
Right? I
yeah,
don't
yeah.
know. It's true. It's with all my being of everything of my heart, my babies. That's a true story.
Something that Missy just said. I just want to say hello to Melissa Parker Klein. We know where's Missy. She said, "Do you have issues with sinks and
I
toilets?"
do.
Let's say there it is. If you use restrooms out and can't get the hand motion water to
Never.
cut on and self-flushing toilet flush, I'm on it, but not when I stand. Okay, that
Yeah.
took another twist than I thought it was. But there's a reason I brought that. It because in ufology, supposedly in first contact, and those who work heavily in the paranormal and the spiritual, as you two did, you'll find that there's issues with your water, with your sinks and your faucets and your toilet. And when you flush your toilet, it goes the complete reverse. Something about the electromagnetics in the location that actually make it happen. So I wanted to bring that up. I thought it was a great opportunity, but I'm like, oh, I get you. I know where the hell you're at with this. But it led right into that point. Have y'all either one? Well, Rhonda, you just said you do.
Yeah, I mean, I can't, like, it never fails in a public restroom. I go to wash my hands. It won't, it never will do it. And usually somebody will like, this one works. And if I move, I'm like, it still doesn't work. So it's
Yeah.
Katrina,
something about
yeah,
me.
it's
Yeah,
some.
true. Me too.
Well, they talk, and okay, we're another subject that I'm well versed in. So yeehaw. So 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 in this, they do say a lot of people, and I say a lot. I'm not going to say everyone. A lot of one who have had experiences with alien or with high celestial. Y'all like that? That
Yeah.
you do find that there's an energy imbalance comparatively to norm, seeming like it's abnormal. But again, electrical items and like Rana just talked about, turning faucets on. It's really intriguing to me.
Oh, I have all of that. I'm just learning how they correspond, including the date of my birthday and being in New York and the time and space. You start finding that the stars do line up in this category that seems to make some sense and but also can't make no logical sense why, but it just is. And I'm not afraid. I need to make that so clear. And we've had, this is another thing that I think is important because we have seen a spaceship. My boys were in the car. I mean, they fought. I could follow it right in Baytown. This was in 2015, and my that would mean my oldest was 15 and my youngest was 12. So that means that they're not too young, right? Plus they all have they possess their own extra sensories.
Yeah.
And um we will have the same account. I mean, literally we're sitting there, and at that time I didn't have my phone, or we didn't have cell phones at that time, and I'm looking up. This is very interesting. Me and my sons all can recall everything to the minute of our experiences. but each of us described the spaceship differently.
Okay. Oh
I
wow.
mean, yeah, I think that's so important. And I don't say, hey, you got that wrong.
Yeah.
I think that that is a key thing for that to be thrown out into the pile. That is very, if it was on my notes, it would be circled. And anyone that's had a reading with me knows that's very important, you know. So I think that that's important.
I agree.
Um, I've had several incidences, so yeah, it's important to, that don't mean he's wrong.
Right.
No, that's interesting. That makes you curious, like how certain spirits will communicate with different mediums and different methods. You know, whatever they feel will work or what makes sense to the medium. So it's kind of along those same lines. Like
Right.
maybe it's displayed to each one of you where you could understand what was happening. That's
Uh,
very
Well, where I
curious.
lived in Baytown, Texas, a house, and I was 2 blocks from the largest refinery in the United States, which is Exxon Mobil. So I
Right.
think that that too, and the largest suspended bridge, non-suspended bridge or something, is in Baytown, Texas. I lived literally 2 blocks from it. There was lots of flying objects reported in that area. You guys can look it up, and happened to be that day that we had it too. I
Yeah.
just it's those key elements in I think, resources or certain area. I think that that makes a difference, but I don't think that it's to hurt us. And there was 2 Blackhawks, so the area,
Ah,
Oh,
okay.
there's 2 Blackhawks that was with it. The spaceship literally disappeared after it hit the Catholic school. But there's also Kima Boardwalk was right there, which also goes into where the space Houston Space Center is.
Right.
So I just want to give you an idea of that little area. Also Galveston.
Okay.
There's a lot of energy. There's a lot of minerals. So I think that that also could be intriguing
Yeah.
for maybe visits. Who knows? Yeah, but it did happen. So
I will say, well, it did happen. I mean, we've got it on film and we premiered that. For those of you tuning in, and I want to say a hello to Miss Rachel. She's up in the house. Miss Michelle has joined us right now. We're excited for all of you. Miss Renee, we didn't miss you. As always, your family, but we thank you so much for your help, your intensity, and your power. We want to let you know that we premiered 2 live videos that Katrina took that showed something, a UAP. It can be identified as UAP. It's unidentified. Um,
yep.
Now, with that being said, there is one possibility, small but yet possibility that I can offer. Look at that. Here we go. TikTok time. The possibility is what you might have witnessed is the graviton engine and its testing stages. Why they would do it in public? See, here's the question. Don't know. But it is a gravity stationed engine that they're testing for future. It works with, of course, gravity, but also propulsion. So they
For
let
the
the
Baytown one or the one I sent you?
well, that's a good question. It looks like what you sent me, but I don't think it's that large by any means. So there
And
you
and
go.
and why would they be? I mean, it's in the middle of nowhere. It's just that's the
What,
whole. That is
Chris?
the key.
Exactly.
yeah.
That
That's the
is,
key.
you said exactly right. What did I'm gonna see Shane. I'm having trouble trying to watch on TV and don't
My
have
forever
my
friends.
app over the other things. Different email. You sign in. Well, if you go on YouTube and you're having problem. If you can get on your phone and go to YouTube at Rift Nation Network on YouTube, you should be able. There's 2 different ways, I'm sure of it. If you can't watch us on Facebook, and no, we don't we don't. Okay, don't have a cash app.
Uh-oh.
We'll work it out. Don't worry. Future will help you out.
I have a question. Now I'm in your chat room. Sheena Dines is a forever friend of mine, and I've been to her house, and she's a forever friend. She just said that she's heard the clittering too. I would love to find out if this has been after I've met her, because that's another thing that I've been finding to be a part of. I'm still gathering info, but she just put it up there, so I would love to find out
Yes.
if Sheena was it since I've left her house or what. And she lives in Michigan, so
Okay.
I was on a visit up in Michigan.
And you know, that's interesting. Okay, another odd thing that I'm seeing it grow down here in the South, but it's more open, if you will. There's more talk up at North and Midwest than say the South when it comes to
Yeah.
ufology. How do y'all feel about that one? I mean, that's what
Well,
I
I had an actual family member that was at O'Hara during the lockdown when the said objects were in the area. So
right. Oh wow. What did they
it,
say? Or
it was real.
ah, wow.
You know, the only
Really?
thing I can think of why it would be more Midwest is it's flatter, so it's maybe seen a little bit more. Like the terrain's a little less
Oh,
hilly than so.
she's in Indiana. See, I go to Indiana and Michigan, Illinois, and
Yeah, they're
so
all together.
yeah, it is.
Uh, I can get those points, and Rhonda's right. We are a much of a we are a tropic mountain state, and I get that. We do have a lot that takes place in Appalachia, the Blue Ridge, and the Shenandoah that people don't talk about. It's not something you want to talk about before you
Right.
get labeled crazy. You know what I'm saying? But
That's what I'm saying too. That's why I know. I know.
But you know, right now it's just like everything else. Everything's breaking open. So why should we worry about what people think and say? This is our honest opinion. We're seeing this and we're just going to put it out there. You know, I'm surprised. Well, I'm really not surprised at this point. Government hasn't come knocking on my door, but it's if they can catch the white rabbit, run, because of my family history too. But you know, it is what it is. However, it's a part of our culture now. It's a part of our life.
Well,
Ufology.
it always has been. It's in the Bible, guys. I mean, it is. It's in your book. That's all I can say. I know. I'm not against any religion. I'm just saying that look at the paintings and you, just perceive it in a different direction. If no one knows what they're looking for, that's the you use you. Even when we're reading Rhonda, we do the same thing. When you see something, you perceive it
Yeah.
and what our knowledge or what our openness can do. If you don't know, it's very hard to come up with the words. So it's been in the pictures. They're on stone. I
Yeah.
I mean, come on, guys, it's been forever.
Hmm. Absolutely. I want to just give Rhonda a backup here thing. I know she probably saw a fourth camera come up. Trust me, that is my backup because my laptop's acting a little wackety wacky.
Everybody's saying their stuff's acting a little wonky.
So I pulled up my phone as a backup. So it's in there in hiding. So if y'all lose me, I'll be right back. Don't worry. Yeah, in fact, my computer just went, we are having technical communication problem tab. I'm like, liar. Verizon, you suck. All right. And I want to put this in here. And these are good points. Shauna said, when I was a child, back in 1957, 1958, I was a I was a Bunker Hill Air Force Base. Used to be now it is oh yeah, Gresham Air Force. Okay, yeah. So I can imagine she's seen some stuff,
Yeah.
you know, definitely. Um, so here's a question that I've asked several of our panelists, our guest, if you will. I've even come to Rhonda and asked this personally, since this is now becoming a larger subject. Something you and I have not discussed in open, Katrina. However, to let everybody know, Katrina and I do communicate quite regularly, weekly. Um, when it comes to mediums and in the altered life, yet it be celestial, spiritual, yet it be on the other side or spiritual. Why do we feel, or why do, I'm trying to figure out the right way to place this question. Shouldn't we be hearing more from aliens through mediumship than we supposedly do?
What makes you think that? See, that's how you're interpreting it.
Right.
Now interpret it in another way, that could be um alien all along, or who turned it on. So I don't think that I think that the question needs to be looked at in a flip way. We're just interpreting it all to be just celestial, or the other side. I believe that, in my opinion, like when I say that I don't feel, I raise my boys in all aspects of anything that has to do from the other side as friends, because otherwise they would come in a hostile way. I feel like I truly, and some are going to get upset, but I need to use, we call humans that are not from our country alien. We
Right.
call, so our maker is technically alien. I've always felt in every being of my fiber that we're this uh science project, and you're just thrown in there because, I mean, even history just showed where there's a wipeout of stuff. And what do you do if that project didn't go right, or it's something needs to change? Our own DNA has a broken link that can't be figured out why it's there. So, I mean, this is science, guys. Intertwine those all together with, I'm so sorry for a religion, but also they try to deny the other planets out there. So when I was growing up, my question was, well, God don't, why would he make something and not put nothing on there? That's just was always my question. And he was like,
Mine too.
have faith. So we can't be so narcissistic in thinking that everything is just one way. So I feel there's a connection of extraterrestrial, or the unknown, that is still connected to the mediums, and they're turning us on. I mean, even more. I know that there's a lot that was hidden in the dark, like Rhonda, Ed, your family, but there's also ones that are just being turned on all of a sudden, and they're asking for, wow, this is different. Now, see, I went through this my whole life, but I also know that there's ones that are being turned on, and that's that radio that I said that I've always been. That's what I call myself, a radio.
Hmm.
I like that. I like that very much so, because it makes a lot of sense when between the two of you and the other friends that are connected. It does. It's like several antennas around the world tuning in, tuning in. Shanna goes, I don't remember, but in counseling, I came out. My brother and I were visited by an examined. Okay, there you go. A lot of people are having this and they're having recall of that.
Hmm.
Ashley says, yes, my question too. So there's a lot of them that are agreeing with what we're saying. I also want to give a shout out to Grizzly Chris from Grizzly Network. He came by and said hi, and I want to make sure he was acknowledged. Grizzly in the house. I love it when our friends from other networks come and join us and be a part of what's going on. Oh, hello, Miss Cindy just popped in.
Yeah. I think
Ron,
we haven't been able to hold our vibration high enough for a long enough period to connect with aliens, and they lower theirs to us.
oh, ladies, that's for y'all.
Hmm.
Wow, that was an interesting sound. Did y'all
Oh,
hear
it's
that?
coming from my kitchen. Let me put it on mute now.
Oh, okay. Good timing. That was good
You'll
time.
have to excuse me, but there's $18 worth of meat in that Instapot, so I want the steam to come out. I asked somebody to do it. You know what I mean?
As long as we know we're good, because it caught me off guard, especially with the subject. I'm like, oh, we're being interrupted already. The good doctor must go get his screwdriver. Yes, you like that? That was good. Come on. So this is really opening up to a whole new thought process, because here we are. We have mediumship opening up to ufology and another crossing. See, this is I started talking this year, and Rhonda, I don't know if you remember when we were talking about this, but I was talking about how the paranormal is really starting to feed into each other. And I used the term this year, and I actually used it with Kat. It was very interesting. She laughed, but it's all turning into paranormal spaghetti.
Yeah.
Okay, it's quantum, it's string theory, but it's all going everywhere, and it's all connected, and it's turning in, and you got little meatballs everywhere. Just
Yeah.
so,
I tell everybody to watch Interstellar.
oh
That
yeah,
to me has the best visual to explain pulling out those moments of time, because we do that as mediums. I know Rhonda does. You go to a place and you can see the level of a building or
Mhm.
the city in a whole different outlook. You know, you're pulling back those fibers. So I always tell people to watch Interstellar when he's at that. They're talking about seeing our future people, but go back and watch it as our past people, you know? So
Mhm.
it's I think it's the best visual effect with all those fibers and finding those just right ones. And that was only her memories. That wasn't
yeah.
all of the world. I mean, or anyone else. And it's mind blowing.
That the
Yeah.
conscious collective and how powerful it is if we learn to
Yeah.
tap in and understand and use it. It is magnificent. I love that word, magnificent, but it's true. It
Yeah. It
really
is.
is true. Now we're in that process of even understanding that some people feel that some of the life forms that visit us are us from the future too. How do y'all feel about that?
Possible.
I absolutely think that could be possible.
I feel like we're on a game show now. Just leave it on. We don't care. Let it hiss.
Well, I didn't, it should not be hissing anymore. I just didn't want to interrupt it, but it's going to be delicious.
Girlfriend,
It's
where's
corned
the
beef. You know, corned beef is $6 a pound. So I was like, turn it
yeah.
off.
So, I mean, and now we're looking at this. I'm also thinking that we may, in the scientific side, we may be encountering other beings or other selves from other dimensions now, from our own timeline, but another dimensional. And maybe maybe their dimension is God. Sorry, I'm not going to freaking Marvel or anything like that, you guys. It's just an actual thought. Is we're visited if we can learn time travel, if we know time travel, then we must have the ability to move in quantum pockets, yet it whichever you would choose to call it. So that means interdimensional travel. Interdimensional doesn't mean just space and time. It means into a whole nother universe of time. I add that word, universe of time.
Well, it's kind of hard because you can't really put time in it because it's irrelevant. If
Now,
you're going to talk about string theory, you can't put time in there. So that is which I think is also our cryptids. You know, that's why they're in between, and that slot pocket could just be open and visible at that particular time. Once again, I'm using the wrong word, but spontaneous.
okay, I don't see where that's wrong.
Well, it's because I don't think that time really is relevant in any of those categories. So it's once again we're talking about how we perceive how our
Yeah,
world is in front of us right now, and in fact we have to open and get outside the box if we really want to break open
Mhm.
things. So those slips of time, the theory or the possibility of each and every sun, which are stars, you know, when you think that it's mind blowing to know that a star is actually someone else's sun. And that
yes,
is just wow, you know, it's not. That could also be reasons why we see little spots or things that are going in there, not harnessing from the sun, but quite possibly might be the door.
yeah.
We don't know. You just got to understand that it's mind blowing, but it is happening.
When now go on to that. See, y'all just keep feeding me and I'll just keep asking questions. So, so in this, think about,
Hey, John.
hi, John, how are you doing? Thanks for joining us. Um, in this process, what about the interesting part? Have you, either one of you or experienced the factor of picking up something you have no idea what it's saying or what it's communicating to? And there's a purpose behind this because there's a second part to this question.
My elevator.
No.
Yeah, I was talking to somebody I didn't know.
Right, when she was in the elevator.
Yeah, when I was in the elevator, I was talking to somebody. I had no idea I was talking to it.
Now, on that flip side, let's go and look at it this way. What is the possibility of communicating telepathically? Because isn't that a form of mediumship?
I
Are
would
you-
say, yeah.
Okay. Well, maybe you're communicating into a whole nother quadrant of, not to use the tongue because I know you're not liking it, but the factor is I must look at the box as it flies through the air and
Right.
go the possibility of communicating from one period, dimensional period, to another dimensional period, kind of like we do in the paranormal. We're knocking on each other's doors. What if you're picking up something on a completely different dimension and you have no idea what the hell it's saying?
I concur that statement. You're right.
Definite thought, isn't it? It's really, I would
I
like
love
to use the word multiplicity. I love that word. There,
I gotta look it up.
yes, look it up. It is a multiplicity of possibilities, of endlessness that we could be encountering. Both mediums, sensitive, spiritual, ufologist. These could be man-made. These could be alien-made. They could be dimensionally made, which is still alien, but it's just from another. Yes.
I have a proposal. If we are, let's say that, like, I'm thinking that we're being connected with alien communication and they're speaking to the mediums. If I was that person reaching out, I wouldn't be sending the same information to each individual antenna. I would be given different information per antenna, so I'd have a mass message. So that's why I would think that a different medium would catch something different or perceive or feel something different. And I think that's very plausible because if I was that other person that was getting the message out, I damn well wouldn't want to be wasting the exact same one to those numerous antennas. I'd want to be giving each where you would put it together. That's just me.
Yeah. Well, that's why I asked the question. And it isn't because again, we're talking about the possibility of those antennas. What if you're bouncing off each other and you're just zooming around? Oh God, can you imagine? It's like a big, huge universal TV station just bouncing signals all over the place. I mean, it's basically what it is. Basically what it is. I love that. I love that. We've got 5 minutes left in the show. Holy crud, girl.
So it's quick when you're talking about cool stuff.
That's right.
Oh, it's always quick with you.
Thanks.
Listen, we've got to go 2 hours from now on. 2 hours with you, without a shadow of a doubt.
I can do it when I'm not sick.
When you're not sick. Another reason why we're not going an hour. Respecting you.
Thank you.
Brina, you're welcome. So bringing this all up, so you allowed us to premiere your videos. You've been a lot going on with you too. There's been a lot of expansion for you. You've been doing a lot of traveling. There's a lot more freedom for you here as of late. Am I hitting everything on target pretty much right now?
You are. I'm doing more local traveling than outside of traveling. And when you got two sons that are in the army and quite frankly can take care of themselves and the rest of the nation, gives your mommy vibes a little bit of a break, a little one.
A little
And
one.
the only thing that now is making sure that my kitties are taken care of, and I just want to spread out and help. And I think that local is going to be my way right now. But you're right, I got a lot going on. I'm learning so much about myself being in the middle of nowhere. That's
That's
my,
where I was
It's
going.
amazing.
yeah, I am. And I'm loving it. I'm also going, damn. But other than that, there was
Well,
a realization today. I'm going, man, I hurt so bad. I too am hurting everybody, all parts of me. And I'm going, oh my goodness, being out in the middle of nowhere. Once again, it's going to be an hour before an ambulance coming. So you're going to yourself, should I just possibly, have it speed
uh,
dialed if I ever need
yeah,
it?
yeah,
The
dude,
older you get, the more you start thinking of those things, is what I'm
and
trying to say.
you should. You
Yeah.
should. Because you know as well as I do, we got to remember Sheila Gay. And, you
And
know,
then her husband left too. So they're both my forever friends, and they're doing fabulous. You know that they are, especially with those were two loves. They just were lovey-dovey birds. And when you find that, it's just something that it can be achieved.
yeah,
It's not always found. So it's nice to see the two of them together. I
yes.
was
And
surprised to find that he left. And then another one of my forever friends had crossed. But that's what I've been enjoying doing. They contact me, and when you're already a forever friend, you already know I'm connected. And I was able to, without even knowing, I gave they my, the wife contacted me and got a message from her husband's mother and gave some condolences and the right message without me realizing that it made an impact on their family. And he crossed 2 days later. So, you know, um, I can't even begin to tell you to have that. It's nice.
what do you mean for you to go there? I want
It's
you to
so
worry about
recent.
yourself.
It's the
It's
ooey
so
gooey where it's
recent. And to
awesome.
know that it just knows that it's not a sad feeling that you're feeling from me. It's a wow that they let me, um, you know, give that.
Yeah.
I don't know. I can't put it into words,
I don't think
but
you
it
can.
helped them, in their devastating moments and their fight. And because he had already had cancer for 2 times. So yeah.
Yeah.
But he's doing good. I'm just stating that you don't realize the impact that you have on someone with the littlest words that each time someone tells me. And do you know how bad I feel that I can't remember that I said anything to you? It does. And to have that brought to me, I need them to know that it means a lot to me too.
I I think that was spirit. And just because of what you were talking about and knowing how everything went down,
Mhm.
it
Yeah.
I'm past that. So I totally understand.
Yeah. That's why we do it, right, Rhonda?
Yeah.
It's those
It's the
moments.
little things you do to help people that you don't even know. And I mean, you don't have to be a medium to do it. You never know if you just say something to somebody in line at the grocery store that, hey, I really like your shirt. Maybe it's the nicest
Yes.
thing they've heard in weeks.
I know. You're right.
There you go. So, Miss Katrina, where can people find you? They want to get a reading or if they want information or what you're doing, but can you find you?
Well, as of Facebook, that's where my booking tool was. They took that away from us, but you can contact me at Katrina Spiritual Medium Facebook, or you can contact me at Katrina Spiritual Medium at gmail.com. And it'll give you my number, text, and that's what I do. Still contact me. And, excuse me, I didn't mean to do that, but I need to blow. Um,
Oh, you blow.
but I work Monday through Saturday, do keep Sundays off for family, and I would love to help you. And I talk to your animals too. Those are my favorite ones. So that's what I do.
Forever. Forever friends.
That's right.
Yes, they are
Forever
my
friend.
forever friends.
Yes. So, travelers and those alike, thank you so much for joining us. We're heading into December, which is a mishmash of many things. We are now transitioning out of our spiritual month with Katrina being here at the end with us. We're so blessed to have you all the time when we can.
Yes.
I love you guys. Thank you. Thank you, travelers, because your travelers are now my forever friends also.
That's
We got
right.
some of those in there.
Yes, that's right. You know that to be the fact, the truth. And everybody's saying thank you. I love that. That's what it's all about. So we are going to let her go and get healthy.
That's right.
Thank you.
We're going to
Feel
go get
better
some.
by Thanksgiving.
Yes, thank you very much. And thank you, Rhonda. And Howie, I love you
We
and
love
your
you.
travelers. And I want to come back. I'd love to come back on.
Real
Thank
talk
you.
is all you, girlfriend.
Thank you.
Yeah, absolutely. And travelers, those like, we will see you guys on the other side. May virtue be yours.
Have a good week.
Yes. Happy Thanksgiving, everyone.
Happy.
I look in the sky. There's something there.